Mary reached the pinnacle of royalty with a frozen smile on her face, despite having little family representation and no trusted friend by her side. Suspicions of infidelity loomed over her partner. It remains to be seen if her relationship will endure. Meanwhile, Margaret of Denmark has been feeling fantastic since her son Frederik became king. She has even been seen walking around without a cane, which is remarkable after back surgery last year. However, future Queen Mary Donaldson continues to struggle with her past. It is now time to renew the rumor of her alleged cold, public image. This image has been reinforced by anecdotal details such as the fact that it was Prince Frederik, not her, who cried on her wedding day. In his native Tasmania, they planned to plant a tree in his honor, specifically a blue gum, to commemorate his achievement of learning Danish and earning his crown. However, some sectors of the press and dubious internet forums have labeled Mary Donaldson as the Ice Queen of European monarchies. We are discussing the court where Queen Margaret moved her own grandchildren's titles without contacting them beforehand, downgrading them to a lower status. It is said that being cold in Denmark means being very cold. However, is the rumor about Mary Donaldson's Australian family being abandoned true? Queen Mary's reputation as an effective but unfriendly person is not aided by the fact that she has no known allies in Denmark, despite residing in the country for 2 decades. Additionally, her colleagues have occasionally abandoned her, and none of her Australian relatives reside in Copenhagen. It is worth noting that it takes 26 hours to fly from Tasmania to Denmark, and only her older sister Jane Allison appears willing to make the journey. Jane Stevens, the only one who attended the proclamation as queen, was a minimal approximation of the newly crowned monarch's inner circle. This was somewhat predictable since Jane was always the most visible and closest to her younger sister, Mary Donaldson, out of her 3 siblings. Jane was a bridesmaid at Crown Princess Mary's wedding in 2004 and became godmother to the royal couple's firstborn son, Prince Christian, in 2006. Additionally, she and her husband attended a grand gala last year to celebrate Christian's 18th birthday. However, if we look beyond Jane, there is no one else. Her brother John was involved in a scandal a few years ago due to inappropriate comments on Facebook, in which he referred to the future Danish queen as the one whose name must not be mentioned, and he has not been seen since. Her sister Patricia presents another mystery. It is known that at one point she was involved in the implementation of the Crown Princess Mary Scholarship, which is awarded to Danish exchange students who wish to study at the University of Tasmania. However, there is no evidence of her being with Mary at any agency. The Queen's father, now in his 80s, was never keen on appearing next to her in photographs. Additionally, there were rumors that Mary didn't get along with her stepmother. With this panorama, it seems that Queen Mary does not enjoy much support from her family. To dispel rumors that something was wrong with the Australian family, the brothers released a statement to the Mercury newspaper before Mary's announcement. The statement read, "We know that our sister will continue to show the same strength, kindness, and grace in her new role alongside her husband, King Frederik X. Denmark is her home today as far as we know. Whether Danish or Australian, there is no doubt that the royal has a resilience that enables her to maintain composure at public events, even when the press is in a frenzy over photos of her husband with another woman. This resilience is something he has demonstrated for a long time. She has shared how, when her mother died unexpectedly after surgery, she discovered the news on her own because she was no longer living in the family home. She also went through the entire grieving process alone without seeking help. Although it was difficult, he learned to conceal his pain. Unfortunately, her husband's constant reference to her professionalism did not help improve the Australian's image in front of the audience. In the King's most recent book, he describes his wife in institutional terms, such as she was born for the role, which makes their love story sound like a casting call. After devoting herself to caring for the heirs to the throne for 20 years, enduring rudeness from her husband's relatives, associating exclusively with her husband's friends, and dedicating herself to various social causes, Mary Donaldson now faces the challenge of humanizing herself to the public. Despite her efforts, she has failed to win the approval of some of the most fastidious individuals. The mechanism for achieving this goal has been set in motion, and Operation Mary, Queen of the People, has finally begun. In fact, a Danish TV channel is scheduled to show a documentary called Queen Mary, the Girl from Tasmania, by her next birthday on February 5th. The makeup operation was more necessary than ever as her husband's tears at his proclamation as king again contrasted with his perfect and frozen smile.